6 lessons children need to learn. Coming from Watchtower, is that not? Do you not feel like you can't stand here with a straight face? Because of the massive paedophile problems in Jehovah's Witnesses. The massive paedophile problems.
Where have you heard this?
Australian Royal Commission. It's the biggest investigation into child pornography and child abuse in Australia's history. They went through every single church. Yeah, the Catholics, the Protestants, they're all bad. Case study 29 was Jehovah's Witnesses, and they said it was by far and away the worst for protecting paedophiles out of all of the ones.
Actually, can I just say something? Because
Yeah.
on Sunday we were actually having a business study with Watchtower.
Yeah, the Watchtower telling you about the change in your practices with child abuse, is that right?
Well, we've got
not changing.
Because it has always been wrong. We do not agree with child abuse. Obviously,
Yeah.
it's evil.
Yeah, obviously.
You know,
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with you.
Obviously, it's evil. But we've got a whole study which is explaining that with the elders in the congregation, that if a case comes to their attention that there may be something going on, that is then reported straight away to the police.
Right.
There is no covering it over.
Okay, so the reason that they're doing that is in response to the court case.
It has always been the case.
No, it's not always been the case. In Montana, for example, they're paying £45 million, not because of the child that was abused, because of Watchtower and the branch of its deliberate cover-up of it. Okay. Case study 29, Australian Royal Commission. They found 1,006 paedophiles from the last 30 years just in Australia in the Jehovah's Witnesses, and not one of them had been reported to the police. They've had, do you know who testified at that, by the way? Jeffrey Jackson. He's one of your governing body members. You can go onto YouTube, you can type in Jeffrey Jackson, Australian Royal Commission, you can watch him giving evidence in that court case. You can watch him saying, yes, we know that our practices are bad for children, but we won't change them. You can watch him say it with his own mouth about the 2-witness rule. Yeah, have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
Then you don't know what you're talking about, with all due respect. I'm sorry, but
and you're looking at it from the point of view
of the courtroom and the hundreds of children that testified there about the abuse.
Jehovah's Witnesses are very, very often misrepresented in the media.
What, so your own governing body member was misrepresenting you, was he? Jeffrey Jackson was
I haven't seen it, so I don't know what
yeah, but you're not allowed to look at it either, are you? You're not allowed to look at these things.
I'm allowed to do whatever I like.
So type in Jeffrey Jackson onto YouTube and watch him give testimony. Watch him talk about the 2-witness rule. Watch the court say that of all the religions that we have and they went through all of them, out of all the religions, the Jehovah's Witnesses are the worst for covering it up. That was the Australian High Court's, they weren't after Jehovah's Witnesses. In fact, they said to Jeffrey Jackson at the start, do you accept that this is a free and fair court case? Yes, I do. Do you accept that this is not us trying to have a go at you specifically or your religion, that we're covering all religions, that the findings we have are non-biased? Yes, we completely accept that. Okay, so the court case was non-biased, and they did do all the different religions, and they said that Jehovah's Witnesses were the worst for covering up, and they actually, I forget his name, the judge that was sitting in top. Sorry, I'm shaking, like, I can't believe this. He said that it was a paedophile's paradise. That was the height. That was the.
I've brought up 3 children.
Yes.
In the Jehovah's Witness faith.
Yes. Fantastic.
And you do have to be careful because our meetings are open.
Yes.
And we get all kinds of people come in.
Yeah, but
many of which have got bad backgrounds.
Yeah, I get that. I understand that. Yeah. The thing is, this is not about the oddball that's coming in and sort of sitting at the back in a big trench coat or something. No. This is about, a lot of it is about people doing it to their own children over many years within the congregation. However, a lot of it is about the elders doing it as well. Now, do you know what the 2-witness rule is?
Well, that's only established if you have 2 witnesses to say that is so.
So if you look in the Shepherding of God's Flock book, I know you're not allowed to look at that either, but that's your elders' handbook of all the different laws.
How do you know all this? Were you once a witness?
It doesn't matter what I was or wasn't. How I know this is because I'm actually allowed to research the religion, and I can look at both sides of it. And I've looked at. The funny thing about it is, and I'll say this as a primary point, during the Australian Royal Commission, when Jeffrey Jackson was giving evidence about their child abuse problems, what's the other guy called, Stephen Lett, was doing that month's broadcast on the same month, saying, oh, we cannot listen to all these filthy apostate lies about paedophiles. He was saying it was apostate lies on the same month that the governing body was giving evidence against about paedophile cover-ups. You're being lied to.
Well, we obviously don't agree with that.
Of course you don't, because
no.
You're not allowed to agree with it. You're not allowed to look at. You're not allowed to look at the evidence.
We can do whatever we want. We're not dictated to as to what we do or cannot do.
So you're not allowed to only look at things that are authorised, as Tony Morris said in the broadcast.
We can look at whatever we want.
Stay away from all of the worldly apostate sites. Stick to what we authorise on jw.org. This is what your governing body members say. So it's all very well you saying, oh, we're allowed to look at what you want, but if you look at that and go to the elders, you'll be told off.
We're still free agents.
Okay, so will you look into the paedophile problems within this organisation?
We will be looking into it on Sunday.
Yeah, but not through the lens of the people that are actually perpetrating it, through the lens of the people that are investigating it.
It's very, very clear, though. It's been made very, very clear that it is a crime and it must be reported to the proper authorities.
They actually refer to it as a sin rather than a crime, which was one of the big bugbears in the Australian Royal Commission as well, that they never referred to it as a crime, only a sin.
It's a crime.
Yeah, it is a crime.
Do you know, for example, that if a child goes into the elders and says, I've been raped by XYZ, they say to the child, do you have a second witness?
No, they wouldn't.
Okay, look up.
They will investigate it and they will report.
No, they won't.
They will.
Shepherding God's flock is the Elders' Handbook. You're an elder's wife, I'm assuming, yeah, something like that. So that you know that the book exists that I'm talking about. You're obviously not allowed to read it yourself, but in the forward of that it says, do not leave it out on the side. Do not leave it where other people can read it. I've read the entire thing. It all came out in the Australian Royal Commission, and they requested it, and then they made it public. So everyone can read the Elders' book. It's all over there. But I think it's page 79, 78, 79. It talks specifically about child abuse. It says that if a child comes to the elders and says that he or she has been raped, the elders have to say, is there a second witness to this crime? This is your own book saying this. I'm not having a go at you girls. I know it's not you personally, but please listen, because this affects the children in your congregation. It says, if there is no second witness to the crime, we, quote, leave it in Jehovah's hands. That's what your elders' book says. That's what your elders are told to say.
Meeting on Sunday, you would see a different thing.
Yes, because they have been made to change it, but they haven't changed everything that they were told to change certain things. Unequivocally, you must change these things for child safety things, which are things they have changed. They were also told you should be changing your two-witness policy because that directly protects paedophiles. And they said, no, we'll never change our two-witness policy because it says in the Bible, 2 witnesses are needed to establish guilt. However, if you look in that same, so I think it's Proverbs, is it Proverbs, Deuteronomy, something like that? I forget the exact book it comes out of. If you look further down in the chapter, it talks about a woman who goes to the field, a woman who lies with a man within the city walls, they're both put to death. A woman who goes to the field and screams, but no one hears her scream, you don't need a second witness for that, the man is to be put to death. The Bible gives the out for that. It gives you the loophole. It says if a woman is raped and no one is around, you don't need a second witness. So that then applies, this is what got brought up in court, so then that applies to the children as well. If the children don't have a second witness, they should be punished anyway. It should go to the police anyway, but it never is. But it doesn't. It's
Obviously we disagree.
But it's like me saying that tree is green and you say, no, I've been told it's purple. I've been told it's purple, I know it's purple, we're going to have to disagree. I've seen it. I've read have you read Shepherding the God's Flock book?
I don't want to read it.
Right, okay, exactly. So I've read your Elders Manual, you haven't read your Elders Manual, and you're saying it's just a disagreement, we've got a disagreement. No, I've read it, you haven't read it.
The point is, what I'm trying to say is, you obviously feel very strongly
Of
about
course I
it.
do,
Rightly
children
so.
are being raped, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And we completely agree that this is totally wrong.
Yes.
But we don't want to stand and argue with you because it's not achieving anything, is it?
No, but just going along with it and meekly saying, oh yeah, we'll do whatever you say, governing body, that's not helping it either. People have to stand up. £35 million for Candice Conti. In Montana, they're paying out £45 million for covering up paedophilia. They're paying up hundreds of millions of dollars worldwide in every single. There's a massive one in England going on right now, that you will never find out about because the Watchtower doesn't print it. JW.org does not publish their own faults. If you type in paedophiles on JW.org, do you know what comes up? About 300 references to the Catholic Church and where the Catholic Church has done it all through the years. Case after case after case after case. They love talking about the Catholics. They love talking about the Catholics. Not one court case is on there from all the times the Watchtower has been done, not for just for paedophilia, but for covering up. It's the systematic cover-up of the paedophilia.
No, I would say things are not covered up now. Things are not covered up.
Right, okay, but
this is a definite fact.
So tell me what definite fact has changed then. What policy has changed that you think has changed?
For example, in our Watchtower, which we don't belong with, on a Sunday, if you're going to be looking at it, which is completely all about child abuse.
Yep.
And it's making the point that if there is any reports of child abuse to an elder, whatever it may be,
Yep.
then they don't push it up. That is then reported.
Do you have the Watchtower here?
No, I haven't got
Not
that.
with that in.
Yeah.
But it is actually then reported straight away to the police. There's no hiding
Does it say that the elders report it, or does it say that the families have the option to report it?
No, the elders will report it because it's been brought to their attention. I mean,
Okay.
I've looked at this Watchtower recently, so
I haven't seen this. I know that it was coming out because they had to change their policies.
Well, if you're so keen on looking on your website, look on the study article this Sunday, which is the whole magazine is about child abuse.
I will.
And you will see
Yeah, because I know in the past they've made slight changes where they said but now the family have the right to do it, they have the option to do it. They're handed a legal letter from the legal department saying that you have the option to do it.
It's making the point quite clearly that it will not be covered, it will be reported.
So you're saying absolutely
the
every
elders-
single case of child abuse from now on will be reported whether there's a second witness or not.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right,
If
okay.
there's any doubt,
Because they've said that the elders are only able to deal with spiritual matters, not.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, how many times have they
Right.
tried to deal with paedophilia in the past and just left it in Jehovah's hands? Do you know how many people have committed suicide through this? Do you know how many hundreds of Jehovah's Witnesses committed suicide? Hundreds. And these are documented, recorded cases in the court. Hundreds of Jehovah's Witnesses have committed suicide because they weren't just disbelieved when they reported their abuse, they were disfellowshipped for bringing reproach on Jehovah's name.
well, have a read anyway. You have a little look at this.
Oh, I will. I mean, I'm very, very, very good at going on there and looking at it all. I mean, I've watched your entire convention, Love Never Fails. Did you enjoy that?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy the bit where it called unbelievers vermin?
Didn't see that.
Didn't see that. Saturday morning, 10 o'clock.
Saturday morning, 10 o'clock.
Unbeliever.
Well, we were at
we think of unbelievers as vermin. We watched the entire thing 6 months before you get it. You know what I mean? It's everything that you do is already online by the time you've seen it, and it's already been picked apart. Bethel has more leaks than a piece of Swiss cheese.
Well, we're not interested in discussing it any further anyway, because we've got to go anyway.
Oh, how's it going, Seb? You alright? Yeah, just informing them about the massive paedophile problem in their organisation, like.
Yeah, there is a few issues.
Yeah, not just a few issues. Yeah, everything about the organisation is dodgy, mate. Everything is dodgy.
So many people don't know that.
Yeah, it does. But the thing that they did on their convention just recently as well is saying the best time to go and see people when they're changing their mind is if they've just recently lost a loved one, or they go.
When my mum died, they knocked on the door every day.
Yeah. They get told, mate, that when people are at their weakest, that's the best time to go in because that's when they're going to have a quote change of heart. It's preying on desperation, is what it
They
is.
found by knocking on the door regularly that after my brother was arguing all the time.
Yeah.
So they decided to tell social
Yeah.
services and the police about that. I got in trouble for my missus cheating on me once my mum was dying, thanks to Jehovah.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye then.
Thank you.